Hi, this is Dave with DRH Acrylic Creations. Today we're going to be doing a yellow balloon. Our canvas is a 14-inch round, and our paints are listed here: Harvest Gold, Gold Nugget, Submarine, and Techno. And finally I added Sequins. This is also a TLP color. This is my cell activators: lamp black, titanium white, and iridescent gold. They are mixed with 2 parts Australian floetrol. Pillow paint is going down now. I used PPG multi-pro, and this is a wonderful pillow paint. I really very much enjoy this pillow paint. It's nice and stretchy, and it holds up against my colors. I'm putting down a pearl black from Firedots, and I mixed this up as my back color. This is my base that I'm going to have at the bottom. Many people have asked me in the past how I mix my pouring mediums. I thought I should take a second and maybe show you. I use Infinity, Bear, and Josonia in those parts. Techno going down, and my paints are always mixed 2-to-1, pouring medium to paint. Techno is an extremely bright fluorescent color. Next down is Submarine. Submarine is also a TLP color, and it has a very subtle gold sheen to it. Next is Firedots Gold Nugget. This is a new pigment for me, and I really am enjoying the ultra shine it has. Next is Harvest Gold, and this is a TLP color. What I'm putting down is Sequins. I think this was kind of a last minute decision to put this down to give us something to give a variation to the yellow, because the yellow kind of is overwhelming with this. At least that was my thought at this point. Next down is going to go down the first cell activator. This is titanium white, and it is mixed with 3 parts Australian floetrol to 1 part paint. Second cell activator is lamp black, and both of these are Amsterdam products. I find that the Amsterdam products in the opaque work extremely well for me for the cell activator. They stand up. Okay, I'm using my dryer with this, mostly because I did with the other 2 that I've done in this primary color series that I'm doing. I use the hairdryer for both of those. Second is that my bench tool is set up right now. I can't reach over the top to blow straight down, so it's a little bit of an issue, and I will fix that soon. I think I'll go to Home Depot and pick up a stip stool of some sort. Easy fix. Okay, I'm kind of deciding what I'm going to do. I picked up my skewer, and I'm going to do some modifications. Now, for me, modifications are a chance to play in the paint, but also to enhance what's already there. I'm pulling paint in, and any areas that needed to be mixed up a little bit, I'll go in and take care of those also. And I'll explain those when I get to it. This is I'm just pulling paints in and pulling some of the black out. I also do swirls and to break up the pattern a little bit. Okay. There we go. My first swirl. It was not my intention to get a floating bloom here, but I kind of did, because that Techno really popped. And when I blew down on it with the dryer, it spread it out and kind of led the way. I'm not unhappy with that. You're going to see in a few minutes that there was a color shift that happened, a color mix that happened with the black. It was kind of unexpected for me. I'm just having fun in the paint at this point. And I'm seeing how much paint is there. I'm seeing how much I can stretch it. Maybe center it a little bit so that when I start to spin this out, nice soft spin there, I can, control where the center is. The whole point of spinning is twofold. Number one, to open up the cells, to open up the composition, see what you have. And number two is to start to move paint off. Now, because I have a double pillow on this for all intents and purposes, I have a lot of paint down. So I've got to get some of this black to move off and some of the colored paint. So we have the pillow that needs to come off, and a lot of it needs to come off, and the black, which will need to cover, because I don't really want that white showing up. So I'm getting the coverage now, and I'm going to do a little bit of spinning. My biggest concern with this is because there's so much paint down below that I might have too much on the canvas. And what happens with that is things will tend to move around a little bit as it dries, and you risk the chance of having cracking and crazing happen if you leave too much on the canvas. I'm really not wanting to spin much more because the composition is already where I want it to be. That happened rather quickly, but I realized that I have to get some of this paint off, because you can see I'm pulling this back and there's a lot of movement there in the middle. I'm also starting to develop over here on the right-hand side, the upper right-hand side. I'm starting to develop these bubble cells that are ringed with that yellow, which actually started to turn almost a hulkish green. It was not the color I was expecting, but I'm not hating it, so I guess that's a good thing. See the cells down here on the bottom right, the bottom left, excuse me, and they are just, as they open and develop a little bit more, really pretty amazing. Because of the monochromatic nature of this piece, I was a bit concerned that there wasn't enough contrast. That's a nice hard spin. That's obviously just to get some of the paint off the canvas. See, I lost a little bit on the bottom there of my composition. You see that milky part right there on the bottom left. That's the sequins, and that's going to dry so that you have an interference color there. It also could be part of the titanium white cell activator. I'm just popping some bubbles here. In this case, bubbles were not an enemy, because I was getting some very interesting bubbles, black, coming through. I wasn't expecting. And bubbles happen when you mix your paint too close to your painting time. Generally speaking, you don't necessarily want your pillow paint to come through. But this has worked out rather unexpectedly nice. I'm really enjoying it. This is the final of my primary color paintings. It says yellow. I've done red. I did blue in the last, and this is my yellow. And I think out of the three, red was really pretty dynamic. Blue was okay, it wasn't my favorite, and this was unexpectedly interesting. I find with this that I'm definitely going to have to go back and practice my blooms. That's an art to itself. You cannot, with that art form, you really just have to be practicing pretty consistently. And again, just popping bubbles here. If you have any questions or comments, I'd invite you to leave them down in the comments section below. I really enjoy hearing from you all, and if you have any comments that you'd maybe like to see things done in the future, leave those also. It's time for the flyover. I'll have to tell you, I'm really loving the cells I got with this one, especially up on the upper left right here. It's amazing, those bubble cells. If you found this video useful today, I invite you to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and finally, ring the bell for notifications of videos that I'll put out. It's my goal to put out at least 2 per week, and I'm hoping you're finding them useful. Thank you very much for being here today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye now.